Hello there and welcome. I'm Bob Proctor. Do you know, if you know me, or if you know anyone that does know me, you know that I am a goal-seeking organism. And you know something? That's what you are. Do you know that you and I have the creative potential within us to create the kind of world we want? That's right. But we've got to decide what we want. And do you want to know the real strange part about it is? Most people never do. It's like a great labor leader one time said, getting what you want is not the problem. Deciding what you want is the problem. Now, why would we have trouble with that? Because you hear people say, I want this, I want that, but they never seriously zero in on anything. Well, I have studied this for a little over 50 years, and I think I've figured it out. So, come here. Listen real closely. When you were a little child, and you started to talk, and you started to walk, and you started to run around, you go around, Mommy, Daddy, I want. And they say, well, how are you going to get that? Well, of course, as a little kid, you don't know. And so the dream would die. They were probably busy doing something else. But you come back, I want. You always want something. Why don't you go and play with what you've got? And you know something? If that goes on for 4 or 5 years, wham, it's pushed right out of our mind. And we grow up with the idea you really can't have everything you want. The truth is you can. You can have your cake and eat it too. But you've got to understand how to get it. I look at this as the ABC of goal setting. The A-type goals, or the small goals, that's where you set a goal to do something you've already done. I had a young guy come up to me in a seminar one time and he asked me if I'd talk to him about his goal. And I said, sure, what's your goal? He said, I want to get a new car. I said, okay, what kind of a car? He said, a Pontiac. I said, I've had a Pontiac, they're nice cars. I said, and what are you driving now? He said, a Pontiac. So I said, how old is your Pontiac? And he said, 4 years old. I said, it's probably time you got a new one anyway. And I said, how long have you had it? He said, 4 years. I said, then that's not a good goal. I said, you've known for 4 years how to get a new Pontiac. I said, goals are not for getting, goals are for growing. We're supposed to be going after something that causes us to draw the very best out of ourselves. Think about that for a moment. So I said, that isn't a good goal. But that's where most people go. They go to repeat something they've already done. You know why? They're not going to fail. They're not going to look bad in front of their friends. Now, every now and then you watch a recording like this, or you get into a good book, and everything starts to jazz up in your mind, and you say, I'm going to stretch. And so you sit and you get a pen out and you think, let me see, what could I do? And you write down, if they did this, and if they did that, and if she comes across with this, and if he comes across with that, if everything falls in place, I could do, and they decide on something. What are they? They're doing what they think they can do. And then they're following that age-old plan that school has hammered into our head. You gotta have a plan. So they've got a plan how they can get what they think they can get. Do you know what the problem with that is? There's no inspiration in it. And pretty soon it dies. Why? Because it's not really what they want. It's what they think they can get. There's no inspiration in going after what you think. That's strictly intellectual. You've got to get into the spiritual essence of who you are. You've got to dig down into that deep reservoir of talent and ability. And you've got to say, what do I really want? Now, if you choose what you want, I can guarantee you one thing. You will not know how you're going to get it. No. See, wants take us into a different dimension. They take us into a dimension of thinking where we've never been. And that's the idea of the goal, to take us where we've never been. Isn't that a wonderful idea? Now, we don't know how we're going to get there. We only know we're going to get there. If we zero in on a target and say, this must happen. That's how the Wright brothers introduced us to the kingdom of flight. That's how Sir Edmund Hillary got to the top of Mount Everest. That's how Edison illuminated the room. And that's how you're going to get what you want. Decide what you want. Take your pen and write it down in the present tense. I am so happy and grateful now that in the present tense, because the second you've got it in your mind, you've got it on that level. The second you get emotionally involved in it, you've got it on that level. And you know something? Whatever you're emotionally involved in, you're going to move toward. You're not only going to move toward it, it's going to begin to move toward you. Because you see, you move into that vibration, and the only thing you can attract are the things that you're in harmonious vibration with. Seek ye first this kingdom of expansion, and all these things will be given to us. I love teaching this lesson. If you're ever around where I'm teaching it, get in, bury yourself in it, because I'm going to tell you something. It's helped me earn millions of dollars. It's helped me build a company where I operate all over the world with very interesting people. It's helped me live in a healthy body with a healthy relationship with a lovely group of people. And it'll do the same for you. Now let me ask you, what do you really want? And remember the rule. If you know how to get it, it won't be any good. You got to go after something you don't know how to get it, and it'll keep you stirred up and inquisitive until the day it manifests in your life. It's a beautiful idea, and it's an idea I've been living with for a long time. I wanted to share it with you. Go and use it. This is Bob Proctor, and thank you.